Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play this video and talk about things that are going on, to better explain what's going on, and talk about things that I think that are being done right and or done wrong. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Ken Roski, Chief of Police with the Pasco Police Department. This critical incident community briefing is intended to provide you with information about an officer-involved shooting that occurred in the city of Pasco. You will hear relevant information and learn about details we know are related to this case, so you have a better understanding of what occurred. To ensure compliance with Washington State law enforcement's independent investigations criteria and best practices, the Tri-City Special Investigations Unit, or SIU, took control of this investigation just after it occurred. SIU is an independent team of skilled investigators who will report their findings of the criminal investigation to the Franklin County prosecutor. SIU conducts extensive use of force investigations that require investigators to interview multiple witnesses, view video footage, and analyze a significant amount of forensic evidence. SIU is still conducting its investigation, and it is not uncommon for these investigations to take months to complete. Our understanding of the incident may change as the additional information is collected, analyzed, and reviewed. The Professional Standards Division of the Pasco Police Department will conduct an internal investigation, independent and separate of SIU, to examine our policies and procedures related to this case. They will report their findings to me. Our officers often respond to rapidly evolving dangerous situations, and in an overwhelming majority of those incidents, the officers resolve them peacefully. When a police officer uses force to arrest a suspect or defend against an attack, it can be graphic and difficult to watch. In addition, there may be strong language used by those shown in the video. The images and information you are about to see may be disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised, especially for young children and sensitive viewers.
Hello, I am Sergeant Rigo Pernetta, the Public Information Officer of the Pasco Police Department. I'm going to give you a brief overview of an incident that occurred on March 13th, 2022 at around 11:40 a.m. Pasco police officers were dispatched to the area of 6th Avenue and West Lewis Street for a report of two males physically fighting in the street, one armed with a knife.
911, where's your emergency?
Hello, somebody fighting right here in 6th and Lewis.
5th and Lewis?
6th and Lewis.
6th and Lewis?
Somebody fighting.
Who's fighting, like a male and a female, or what?
It's males, two boys.
Okay. Okay, are they in the street?
In the street.
Okay, on 6th or on Lewis? On 6th
somebody.
Are they on 6th or on Lewis?
Yes, the people in the street.
Are they
somebody
on 6th?
6th and
I know, but are they in the intersection, or are they on 6th or on Lewis?
and 6th.
On 6th, okay. How old do they look?
Who?
Do they look like they need an ambulance?
Yeah, I think need ambulance, I think.
Okay, are they bleeding?
The guys uses something, knife or something.
Someone had a knife? Who has a knife?
And the people.
Who, do they both have knives, or?
Yeah, one put in the.
Okay, which one has the knife? Give me a description. What color shirt person has
the guy is the black jacket.
Black jacket guy has a knife. Okay, what about the other guy?
And the other guy is on the floor and
he's on the ground bleeding?
Yeah.
Pasco police officers arrived on the scene and found a male lying on the ground with apparent stab wounds. Officers rendered medical aid, but the victim died of his wounds. Officers attempted to contact the armed suspect as he was walking away. Officer Jones opened his patrol car door, and the suspect male approached him. Officer Jones shut his door, and the suspect male struck the driver's window with a knife. Officer Jones repositioned his vehicle and exited. Despite attempts from Officers Jones and McClintock to de-escalate the situation, the suspect, armed with a knife, charged the officers. Officers Jones and McClintock shot at the suspect, striking him with gunfire. Officers placed the suspect into custody and immediately provided first aid. Paramedics arrived and transported the suspect to a local hospital, where he later died. The Pasco police officers were equipped with body-worn cameras when they responded to the assault in progress. Body-worn cameras used by the Pasco Police Department carry a 30-second pre-record buffer of video without audio. It does not record any sound during those 30 seconds. This feature is designed to capture police activities that occurred prior to the camera activation. The videos you are about to see includes the audio. These cameras are worn at chest level by officers assigned to field duties and capture a general perspective of the camera's view. During this update, you will see relevant video from officers' body-worn cameras and patrol car dash cameras.
Sir? 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 Get medics. Get medics. Pasco 104 dispatch. I need medics. One male unresponsive.
Pasco, he just stabbed my window with a knife. Give me the air.
Officially, Jones, right to the 1141.
He just stabbed my window.
Let's get more officers down here. I've got one guy that's probably not going to make it. Do you need medics rolling?
Drop it! Drop the knife right now! Drop it! God damn it, drop it! Hey, drop the knife! Drop the knife! Get more officers. Let's get more officers down here. I've got one guy that's probably not going to make it. Stay with him. Stay with him. Help him out. Hey, drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop it! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Do you need medics rolling?
Drop the knife right now! Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Cut fire, Pasco.
142.
I don't see any other exit wounds or anything. Nothing in the leg.
The Pasco Police Department believes the key principles in maintaining public trust are preserving life.
Okay. So they are knowingly responding to a call where a person has supposedly been stabbed. This is a two-man car, it looks like. I don't know anything about this agency, so I don't know if they have patrol rifles in the car or not, but a lot of agencies do, and they should have one. If there is not a rifle in this car, then that's a sign that the administration of that agency has a problem. They just got their heads up their ass. There's no reason, no good reason why patrol people should not be having rifles. they all need to have rifles, long guns. If not rifles, then shotguns. They need to have long guns. So, if they did have a long gun in that car, then they have failed at getting the proper tool out that is going to be needed. They know that there's a person armed with a deadly weapon, and so the idea that a deadly force encounter can occur is very high. It's a very high probability. And as they roll up on scene, they see one person who has apparently been stabbed, and they have kind of fallen into a position that almost looks like a Muslim prayer position in a way. Like, I can only imagine that this person had been stabbed. They maybe fell down to their knees, and then they started to lose consciousness and fell forward. Or he had them forced down on the ground and was fighting them and was stabbing him, and this is how he laid. Like, that sucks to think that this is where this guy died at, was out in the middle of the damn street. But anyway, they pull up. They know they're going to the call. A guy armed with a knife. They pull up. Dude's got a knife out. If there was a rifle in that car, it should have come out right then and there. Personally, I think that as they're going to this call that they know is involving a deadly weapon and there's a rifle in that car, that rifle should have been made ready as they were going en route to that call. If it's up in the cab of the vehicle, that could be done very easily by the passenger as they are driving down the road. All he has to do is take it out of its mount, charge it, turn the sight on, sling it, and then as soon as they get there, he can dismount from the vehicle with a rifle. If the rifle is stored in the cargo space, trunk area, then it doesn't take long to just pull over, pop the trunk, get it out, and then get back in the car. Like, no more than 30 seconds. Doesn't take that long at all. And then that way, once they arrive on scene, passenger can dismount with rifle in hand. And the same thing can be done if it's a one-man car. If it's a one-man car, all you got to do is pull over for less than 30 seconds to get that rifle out, charge it, turn sight on, sling it, and then proceed to call. That way, when you get there, you have a rifle ready to put into play. Whereas, if you don't do that, and you pull up on scene, and you get out, and shit pops off, you don't have time to get that rifle and put it into play.
Sir? For dispatch, any... Sir? Sir?
So he's got gloves in his hands. This is something else that I think that can be done while going to a call, especially something like this where there's a fight call going on, dude with a knife. It's been reported that someone's on the ground. You know that there's a high probability of there being bodily fluids involved and a high probability of going hands-on with people. So it makes sense to go ahead and throw a pair of gloves on while you're driving there to the scene. I'm glad that he has gloves because there's sadly some instances out there where officers don't have gloves on them at all. And it really bewilders me, I guess you could say, to see officers who don't have a pair of gloves on them. Like, you've been, even if you've only been on for a couple months, you should have most likely come across people who've been covered in some type of fluid that you don't want to touch. Even if they're not covered in some kind of fluid, just dirty ass people. Like nasty people that you don't want to touch with bare hands. Or handling evidence that you don't want to leave your fingerprints or DNA on. Right? So the fact that there's cops out there walking around with no gloves on them while they're at work, that's I don't get it. I really don't. Like, where the fuck have you been at your whole career? So I'm glad to see that he has gloves. Gloves are an important thing. It's an important part of your PPE, your personal protective equipment.
2 minutes.
So he pulls up, and he notices the guy starts advancing on him, and he's like, nope, closes that door, throws the car back in gear, and starts to take off. But he stabs his window. So this is why I don't like pulling right up to people. You make it so easy for them to be able to close the gap and get to you before you can fully get out of the car. It puts you at a disadvantage. So I don't like this practice of just pulling straight up to people. I think it's too risky. You got legs, you can fucking walk. Park a little bit further away. That way, as you're dismounting and they start to charge at you, you have the ability to react to that more appropriately. Had this guy charged at him any sooner, then it's possible he may not have been able to quickly transition the way he did. And the guy could have got to that car, kept that damn door from closing and start stabbing this officer while he's in the seat in the midst of trying to throw this thing in gear. And now the officer is going to have to fight from the driver's seat and not be able to go anywhere because the car's not even in gear at this point. He can't drive forward. He can't drive away. He can't backpedal away. Like, he is literally stuck. He would literally be stuck in one space while this dude is doing what he's wanting to do.
Pasco, he just stabbed my window with a knife. Give me the ear. Visually, he sounds restricted a little pretty bad. Let's get more officers down here. I've got one.
There's a lot of stuff out in the road here. A lot. So I don't know what was going on prior to them arriving there. Like, what caused the fight? Was the dude going through the dumpster and making a mess, and this guy has a business here and was like getting on to him like, hey, you're making a mess in front of my business, like, clean this shit up, and then it popped off from there. I have no idea. But this sticks out to me that there's all this shit out in the middle of the roadway.
The guy is probably not going to make it. You need medics rolling?
Drop it! Drop the knife right now! Drop it! God damn it, drop it! Hey, drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Get more officers. Let's get more officers down here. I've got one guy that's probably not going to make it. Stay with him. Stay with him. Help him out. Hey, drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop it! Drop the knife!
Right now.
Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
God damn it,
Drop the knife!
You need medics rolling?
Drop it! Drop the knife right now! Drop it! Drop the knife! God damn it, drop the knife!
Who the fuck you think he was? Casey Ryback?
Drop the knife! God damn it, drop the knife! Drop the knife! God damn it, drop the knife!
Come on, fire, Pasco. I'm ready to.
I don't see any.
Alright, so this is pretty much the end for this whole video. They start rendering medical aid to this guy. So, medical gear. I don't know how much medical gear they got between them all. But personally, in my opinion, if they have a limited amount of gear, the victim gets the gear first. They're the one who's a victim in all this. This guy's obviously fucking unhinged. Like, there's a problem with him. This was not some, like, you know, self-defense scenario where he defended himself against the other guy. If it was, this guy would not have acted the way he did. So it shows me that this guy is the problem guy. And the true victim is the one who needs to get medical gear treatment first. So if they had limited amount of stuff, it needs to go to that victim first. Give him a higher chance of survival than the aggressor here. Now, if they got enough stuff to go between them all, then so be it. Start treating them both at the same time. When it comes to medical gear and training for traumatic stuff like gunshot wounds, you need something more than just basic first aid stuff. So you need more than just basic first aid training, and you need more than just basic first aid kit. A basic first aid kit with band-aids is not going to cover bullet holes very well or stop the bleeding from those. You need specialized gear for those kind of things. Not much else to say. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.